Hello everyone and welcome to the Eurospeedway. Lausitz here in Germany, round of the 13th round of the 2022 International Racing League season. This is a big event for most of these drivers because this race, the top 30 in points are automatically locked into the round of Gravis City. Everyone else, mainly Silly Souza, need to get as many points as possible to lock themselves in. Silly Souza is only about 12 points behind Ivan Carson, so if Souza can get those points, she'll lock herself in and not have to go through the qualifying procedure. That's going to be easier said than done. The Eurospeedway is a 2-mile circuit, a triangle located in Germany, and it has been known for high speeds, but big crashes. Think back to a few years ago when Ayapo and Selmy in a car ripped John Vicarlo's car in half, almost ending Vicarlo's life and ending his racing career. Some drivers have expressed some concern just because of the high nature of the track. However, most drivers, and a lot of this, and this goes along with most of the paddock, believe that this is probably the most safest car in the planet to race in. Yeah, you're going to get bounced around a little bit, but you're not going to, get a heavy injury or something. Say like the IRL and their new next-gen car, where we've seen like 6 concussions in 8 races so far this season. Anyway, back to the better series. Let's take a look at your starting grid for the round of Germany. On the front row is Jesse Knox, no one's surprise, and Matthew Evans. Evans, if he's had a bit more luck this year, he'd probably be on the top step of the podium more often than not. Then Jake Bennett and Robert Rotara. Rotara looking into his Independence Trophy. Bennett looking to stay in the title fight. Snow White making her first start of the season for Disney Motorsports. And Inge Eriksson, again, another driver that I think the little bit more luck would be on the top step of the podium. Zappa Marco on the next row. Zappa, like all the Audis, have been struggling this year. This is Audi's home race. Swift Motorsports is car manufacturer. So they're hoping for a good day. Boga Daniels and Jussi Arolki, 2 Scandinavians. Daniel, very consistent, is keeping her in the title hunt. Then ended off great qualifying effort for the TRD driver. Nate Smithley outperforming that Chevrolet once again. Roy and Smithley have been forced to do that mostly this season because of how bad that car is. Viola Ling and Chris Regazzoni, both title protagonists. Welcome to the series, Gypsy Christie, driving for the Dodge RD team, not Research and Development, that's the initials of the team owner. And Baton Stinton, another independent. Ryan Raver and Aiden Jackson. Aiden Jackson usually drives the 98 car for Gary Snyder's team. However, he's running this race for Ferrari for some reason, and we're running this 28 car at Gravis City, leaving Baguette Regazzoni out of a ride. More to that in a little bit. Devin Butler and Tim Korting. Korting's home race, hoping to impress well. Masana and Weber. Welcome back, Lucas Weber. This is his home race. West and Tannerhill. Right when we expected. Not where we expected Rickshaw. We expected Rickshaw up the order. And Debutant Lance Templeton, home race in an underfunded team. Let's see what he can do. Cassandra Hendricks, first start for her. Failed to qualify for the US 500. Ackerman on her outside. Then Gorgonev and Floyd Bordeaux. This is Bordeaux's first start, and he's replacing Aiden Jackson for this race and the Gravis City Grand Prix. Grainer has, I think, 3 straight DNFs, hoping to change that, and David Bison, well, where we not expected him. Same for Holiday, but not where we expected E. Thorne. Brady Thorne had a horrible qualifying run, along with Lamont and Roy. In between Lamont and Roy is Sully Souza. We expected her. Vladimir Vatanov, this is his first ever oval start. So we expect him to take it easy. And then Cathar, Orban, Berlund, and Jewel all have penalties from the round of Iceland. With our starting grid out of the way, let's get this race going, shall we? Knox leads into the green flag here in the round of Germany. Green flag, you can see the field very spread out the back for some reason, but nonetheless, green flag's out, and away we go. Zappa peeking out the line already, and so is Ryan Raven, that blue and silver car in the background. Great start by Bennett. The outside line kind of slipped the racetrack. This track is very slick, as we're almost 4 wide, but everyone seems to sort it out. Knox have a good lead over Jake Bennett. Kaylee Zappa back in the 60 car, as we mentioned. Great qualifying effort. I think hoping for a bit more luck. I think Swift Motorsports is hoping she can help Matthew Evans somehow surge his way to the titles, to the standings. Though any Swift Motorsport car winning the championship is unlikely. Baton Stinton back in after his 5-lap race in the US 500. Stinton hoping for a little bit better luck this time around and making it more than a quarter distance. Aiden Johnson's new ride for at least the next 2 races and probably next year is Ferrari. Oh, contact! Faber around the back! And so is Christie in that 9 car. So first start for Christie is already gone. Array, 3 wide. Christie slides up the track. Weber slides up more, and then Christie tries to keep up the wall and slides into the 07. Ananov's that white car involved. As Christie climbs the track and collects the 84 car, Weber comes up and collects Vladimir Vothanov. And Vothanov's first oval start ends on lap 2. Here's Ryan Raver, or excuse me, Rickshaw. Rickshaw won a bit more with the way he got, and unfortunately, innocent bystander. Christie actually hit the catch fence, and that took a while to repair. So Christie's debut done after 2 laps. I have missed the field pitted on this caution. Rutara holds the lead over White and Arison, and then Arison's teammate, Daniel. So Rutara gets a great start over the field, however that might bite her in the back in a few laps' time. Behind her, here comes Bulgar Daniel, the former Formula X driver, with a move on her teammate and Snow White. White making her debut in the series, the German for Disney Motorsports. And Smithly throwing it in there. I think that scared Daniels a little bit because she almost hit her teammate. Okay. Daniel's showing her displeasure by chopping down the 14 a little bit, but they give each other plenty of space. Arison dives out of it. The 14 loses the back end. Arison, I think, just hit the wall. And Daniel holds 3rd spot. Chris Regazzoni climbing his way through the field again. He's an outside shot to win the title, but it's still possible, especially if Lang, Butler, and others are in the back of the field. But he's getting squeezing the wall by Smithly. So Smithly really aggressive, and the 46 cars in the wall in the background, I think. Let's see. Yeah, here's Lance Templeton. This underfunded team is owned by him. This is his first start, and he's already found the wall. I don't know if he had help from Raber or something, but he's in the wall. Off the 29, back to the wall, and off and off, and around goes the 46. So Victoria Antonov has been indirectly involved with both cautions so far. Minor spin, no problems though. Under the caution, Violing, the points leader, that's a flat tire. And after everyone pitted. So which means she's gonna have to come down and resurface that car. So Oleg not having a fun time so far in Germany. Snow White though, in her first race from the home crowd, leads the field. BMW, of course, the car manufacturer for Disney, and this team has a lot of German fans, especially in the right side of the government. Anyways, Daniels takes the lead away from the 312. However, I think that's going to go out the window rather quickly with a run from Snow White, or excuse me, Jesse Knotts. And we're already under caution again. Apparently, there's a spin in the back. Knotts, though, still going to help take the lead from the 75. Rutara might have a run on both of them if they stay side by side. Entering 3, Rutara looks low. 75 and 70 wash up the racetrack, and Rutara is going to take the lead as they come back to the stripe. So nice move made by the Finn. See what causes caution, and this is Tim Korting in his home race, and his engine's gone. So Korting's engine only lasts 14 laps, which is a disappointment. Tim was looking for a good run, and we're gonna kind of run to the back of him. Nate Orman involved. Bison's got a piece of it, so not a fun day for the Audis. One Audi is out of the race, but the other Audi, Matthew Evans, and probably the lead driver, is leading the race on lap 18. So, Swift Motorsports fans still have something to look forward to, as Bulgar Daniels is making a move underneath Regazzoni, and that 13 car restarted 6th after starting 35th. So, a nice charge to the field by D. Thorne, the reigning champion, who apparently has been looking for rides. Interesting over there that her seat isn't exactly safe. Meanwhile, I think there's 2 Scandinavian motorsport cars that made contact, but Arison is still on the charge. Good look underneath the 10 car to take the lead, as he's got a run on him coming into turn number 1. Arison on the inside, and Evans giving her plenty of space, which is probably a good thing knowing how loose these cars are. And Arison to the front. Oh, crash! Ace Smith in the wall in the background. I saw Ryan Raven 35 car in the wall as well. Smithley pushes up the track up to the 5 and then collects the 35. Raver does a few rolls. Arison nowhere to go, and I think there's someone else pulling in it. Masana nowhere to go. I think her teammate got involved. We're on board of Viola, the points leader, who I think has gone from trudging through the field to just slowing down. See that 65 and 77 hit the wall. I think we don't know who that white car the car got clipped. I think that was Allison Holiday, but Violing out of the race. Regazzoni leads the race. So while the points leader is struggling, this is a huge opportunity for some of these cars to make up a lot of points. Mainly the two at the front of the field, or three at the front of the field. Regazzoni, Knotts, and Daniel. However, Knotts is already as dispatched with 55. Just Knotts is on another level today. Daniel is going wrong through, and I think that 55 has to shift. Meanwhile, here's Rich Roy. Contact with Wesley Joel. Save it, save it, save it, save it. Roy, the Scova champion, keeps that car under control. So, minor scare over there for the 29 crew. Meanwhile, Inge Ayrton's gonna get hooked by the 71 and just be mugged. No caution because you're gonna see the 33 is gonna bounce off the wall but keep going. Though it's not a good day for Ayrton. Scandinavia's put one penalty with for the 71 car. But it looked like Maury Butler rushed off the racetrack. And I think we're about to see a repeat. No. Oroki had to run the 10 and looked like he was gonna hook the 10 for some reason. Evans trying to hold him off around the high side, but Oroki has the preferred line in this 04. Evans goes slot in, maybe make a charge on him, but I think thinks better of it. Here's Kyle West and Edmund Berlin. West is higher than he wants to be. That's going to cost him some time. He's got Daniels, he's got Roy, he's got Floyd Bordella making his debut in the 98 car for Gary Snyder behind him. We got a nice little 4-car battle. West, into the wall, higher than he needs to be, and all three of them are going to go by. Can't tell, turn one's been a trouble spot for most of these drivers, as the 79's pitting flat tire on the Daniel Marco car. He was the car that got clipped earlier on, and looks like the 54 has a problem of Casper Ackerman. Ackerman and Greener both pit, but yeah, the 79 car was the one who clipped the 35 on the last caution that finally got positive ID. Kaylee Zapp in the midst of, I think, Ferrari's, TRDs, Stinton, she's in the wall, and that 13, whoever that Ferrari is, it's Regazzoni, thing, I think, panicked, and it's trying to get as far away as possible. Yeah, that 60 car does not look stable. Two cars that do look stable is the 3rd and 4th place cars of Daniel and Evans, both trying to run down the Lenards of the Team Rocket cars of Knotts and Cathart. The Cathart started on the back of the grid, like I mentioned, he's right up to 2nd. But it looks like Daniels is slowly coming into the clutches of Evans. Meanwhile, the Team Rocket cars are dispatching Daniel Marco, putting him a lap down, and this is going to allow Cathart to get around his teammate down this straightaway, and down into turn number 2. Cathart has the advantage and will take the lead by the time they enter it. So new race leader, this 15 car. Gotta give it 5 laps before Knotts takes back. Behind them, Daniel, Evans, and Snow White dispatch 79. This 312 back to 10. I think it's the 312 tried to pull off a slide jump and failed miserably. 10's in the grass, very hard to control down there. Up into the curb and hard in the wall goes Matthew Evans. A very, very big shunt for the American, but he would climb out of that car, thankfully. Did look a little shaken up, but that was a huge impact with the outside wall, as Jesse Knotts will lead them on the restart. Ricciardo got trapped in the lap down because he pitted right as the caution came out, so not a good strategy call over the Bath Romeo. We believe Ricciardo's going to have a teammate for the Gravis City Grand Prix. We don't know who, but it is believed to be Baguette Regazzoni, who I think Ferrari is basically telling Alfa Romeo, you are signing them to your second car. Cathart makes a move, I think, the 70 to take the lead away from Knotts, and I think Daniels wanted to do the same, take second from the 70, but not so much. But 15 checks up for some reason, or exiting turn 3, and this is going to give the 75 a run. Cathart tries to throw a block, but it's way too late, and Daniels already in front of him. Knotts sees an opportunity, dives underneath the pair of them. Going to go 3 wide for the lead here at Germany. Granted just hit the wall in the background. Cathart has the lead entering turn 2. Though Knotts on his inside, though she is also trying to fend off an attack from Daniel, and Josie Oroki makes contact with the 75, trying to make a run on him. Doesn't go too well. D-Thorne step back the traffic, checks up to avoid the 54, and the 4 runs in the back of her. This is going to put 13 out of the race. 4 won apparently with the 4, but the 13 time checked out for the 54. And here's the 77 pitting, a blue grainer. I remember how I hit the wall. Yeah, the car didn't like that. Bogart Daniel now up in 3rd. So is Devin Butler. This is for 2nd. Butler again hooks someone and spins someone out. And race control is warning for aggressive driving, though I think that warrants more than just a warning. That's the 2nd car that the 71 has dumped in about 15 laps, and we're not done wrecking. 54 just punted the 56 into the wall. I don't know why haven't been any caution for these, but these have been far enough in the racing surface. A nice save by the 56,000 Holiday, though I think her race is done. What are you doing, Holiday? Get off the racing line. She hooks to 19, and Caitlin Tannerhill, I think, had a code brown moment. I don't know if we can get another replay of that. I have no idea what Holiday was thinking coming back in the middle of the racing line. 13 swerves, and then kind of gets clipped by the 56. That's a weird accident. All cars would continue on minus 56, obviously, and ooh, David Bison into the back of the 88 for there's gonna be 65 for some reason. Meanwhile, Devin Butler has been causing enough chaos. I think everyone has warned everyone else about. Every spotter has warned their driver about him. In a close call with Leo4, he is all over the place. I'm surprised Rollkley hasn't let him just let him go yet because of his antics. Meanwhile, here is the battle for 11th. Stinton, Templeton, who made a nice recovery after spinning Roy, who wants to start deep in the field and is making a good comeback to the field. Roy, 2-time champion. This year hasn't been really his year. This is his first year coming up with a car, but owning a team. But Chevrolet's car has been a piece of trash lately. And that's him saying it. That's the Team Herald cars, and okay. So that's Evans basically just getting it over next day. Apparently he was fighting with the nurses down there. He apparently didn't think he needed to go. But Evans is A-okay just over next day. But yeah, all teams are using Chevrolets this year have been complaining on how bad they are, which is not normally a good thing. Roy, big wiggle in turn 3. Templeton's going to get him back on the inside. Stunton is liking what he's seeing in his mirror, so this is allowing him to get away. But that 29er got awfully loose. I think just proving how much that car is a handle. And you saw Ace Smith. Oh, the 29 just hit the wall. Ace Smithley, before she went out of the race, she was that car was riding way too high on the racetrack than I think she wanted it. So maybe this year's car, as Roy hits the wall again. So yeah, there's definitely handling problems with these Chevrolets. Tara hits the pits. First car to do so on this pit cycle. This will be, well, this is what he was trying to do last time, but the caution came out. Biken's also in, so is Floyd Bordeaux, followed by Knotts. And Catherine's going to stay on an extra lap, since the Team Rocket's putting their strategy, and Catherine pits to 15. So a nice strategy over there. And here's the 70 way out of the 15. So it looks like we went pit earlier. Tire fall off is another thing that some of these teams are taking into consideration. Around lap 61. Cassandra Hendricks going a lap down. Hendricks' first start. She's photographed with the US 500, and Jesse Knox has nothing to do with her. Wow. So I guess one way to dispatch a lap car into the wall goes a 310. Once you're in the grass, it's near hard to control. See if this 310 is spinning. Yeah, that's not going to be a caution. She's way out of the racing line. Here's the effort Masana after getting, well, bullied by the 56 earlier. She is well off the pace. The 7's passing for a position, by the way. Rigazzoni's one lap ahead of both of them. I think Masana is just trying to get out of the way at this point, and she's in the wall. And that's a long time to be on the wall for. And that's the leader. Yeah. Hard day for the 19th. Here's Aiden Jackson, like we mentioned. Different ride for him from this race and the next race. And we believe he's going to be in this 28 car for the round of Great Britain. We don't know though. But still, Aiden Jackson showing that he has a lot of talent, and that 98 car is promoting it. Lance Templeton, after having a minor spin, This team only has like 5 chassis, and they're going to use the mess out of all of them. Tumbleton doing a good job not tearing up the race car, unlike some people around him. Here's Everett Masana, again, being slow, holding up the 65, and the 94, 8, and the 28. Ray Jackson slides it in and puts the 19 in the wall, along with the 65 Tanner Hill. A little me on that part, but I think he just gave him a full head of steam and really had nothing to do with it. Here are the 2 TRDs running 8th and 9th, and no one just hit the wall. Try to get her around the 65. So Antonov having a great day. I think just her first mistake. And I don't really see other damage on this car. Rich Roy and Ingy Arison are running in the back field. Roy wide and that was close. He may have got a piece of it, but nothing, you know, as bad as everyone else has. Robin Rotara. This is called tire fall off. For everyone who's been able along. 7 scrapes it, but oh, it's fine. Here's Aiden Jackson putting his ride a lap down. I don't know if this is relief for him or just depressing, realizing that's how slow he's usually going. Board Dylan, it's good to know Board Dylan's fighting back. I wonder if he was told if that was Jackson and is just messing with him. No, Jackson's probably screaming over his radio for blue flags. He's got at least 5 seconds for the 2 car behind him. I think he can handle racing the 98 for a little bit. Don't think he enjoys it, but oh well. 12 pits. And that is one of the Ferraris entering the pits. Here's Jesse Knotts. Coming in a few laps later. And then, of course, 1 lap later is Cap, or lap 78. Here is Jesse Knotts going past pit exit. Notice the 15 is nowhere to be seen. Wonder where the 15 is? Waiting. There. The 15's exiting now. Yeah, great stuff by the Team Rocket car, or at least one of the Team Rocket cars. Just shows what new tires can do for you. Here's an example. The 65 is at the pit yet, as you see, you're running on the top right-hand side. Yeah, done just blew by the 65 like a star of a bad racing movie. Only problem is both these cars are several laps down. Here's Lou Grainer entering the pits again. Okay, this is scheduled. Grainer has been on an alternate strategy, and he's the only car to make it on fuel. Only problem is he's a few laps later, still warming his tires up. Here comes Edmund Berlin and Jake Bennett to lap him, and wow. Okay, Grainer's moved over the 5, and his great strategy has gone haywire. As this is a bad spot to be, oh boy. We're gonna have a traffic jam, because cars are going from 220 miles per hour to nothing. Here's Jussi Arolki, trying to slow down. Kaylee Zavic gets a piece of it. Masana hits the 60. Ackerman gets a piece of it. Bison gets a piece of it. Oh, this is getting silly. So is Jewel. Look out for Taro. Taro avoids it. Okay. So that was a little silly, but this is gonna put a lot of car damage. Here's Dylan and Jackson. They get to take the caution. Wow. Okay, Zappa is in the wall at Bordeaux. That's gonna take both the 98 and 60 out of the race. Kaylee Zappa was just sitting there in the middle of the racing line for no apparent reason. There's the pace car. I wonder if the pace car picked her up and she slowed down to avoid running into the pace car. And Jackson Bordeaux didn't get the message. Well, that's weird. Anyway, green flag, lap 92, and you can see that damage to the front is really hindering Aiden Jackson. Not much laps to go, and Jackson lost his chance of winning because of the pace car stupidity. Actually, 60's still in this, I'm just realizing. Anyway, but great getaway from Knotts because of the slow 28. Jackson's going backwards in a hurry. However, I think the 12 got black flag. Here's a replay at the start. We're looking at Baton Stinton, and he jumped the start. Yeah, the 28 isn't going, but you passed him before he got to the line. So there is really no argument to be made there, unless the car is spewing out oil. You really shouldn't pass anyone before you get to the line, and Baton Stinton passed him before he got to the line. There's no way around it. I think he's letting everyone else go, so he doesn't, take anyone else off. But Baton Stinton is gonna get knocked out of contention to win this race. Arolki and Butler both trying to run down Aiden Jackson, Jesse Knotts to win this race. Arolki has that rear end all kicked up. Devin Butler hooked at 71. He's trying to fight it, but Arolki gets dumped by Butler. And this is not good. It's in the grass, no grip. Entering turn 2, look out, look out, look out! Chika! And a huge impact for Rocky is going to bring this race to an end. Yeah. And Devin Butler has been parked. This is the third wreck he has caused, and you can see Rocky tried to fight that one, but Devin Butler just laid on his bumper, and Butler almost got karmic retribution. But a huge hit for Rocky. Thankfully, he is okay. Knots would win this race under caution. James Cathcart, what a drive. 39th to 2nd, and runs off the podium, so a good result for her. A nice result for Berlin, also on the last row of the grid to 4th. Templeton, I should give a pound on the back to him. First start, completed all the laps, and was only involved in one incident. Yes, it was his own doing, but, well, he kept the car pretty much clean. Jackson, could have gotten so much more. Kaylee Zappa, despite getting ran over, scores 7th. That car wasn't exactly going as fast. Rutara lost on the ground on the restart. And Roy was the last car on the lead lap. West, good recovery. Harrison, I think, won a bit more, but when you're getting punted by a British lunatic, that's going to be expected. Regazzoni and Lamont got trapped by that caution. Tannerhill and Hendricks, good results for them. So for Bison, Butler wasn't allowed to complete the last few laps. Rocky wasn't allowed either, but that was because of Butler. Stitton was the last car running. Joel, Bennett, Bordone, Ackerman, Masson, and Graner, despite not finishing, they will all receive points. A quick note before we go to the point standings. Devin Butler, after his multiple collisions, was given a 100-point penalty and a huge fine for his collisions. And there was thoughts about suspending him, but he was put on probation, and they have said any more silliness, they being the officials, any more shenanigans coming out of that 71 car will result in Butler being parked for a race. Oh boy. With that all being said, let's move on to the driver standings, shall we? Usually when we go over the point standings, we show the top 25. However, we're showing the top 30, as the top 30 cars are automatically entered into the round of Gravis City. Sally Souza was not able to make up any points on Ivan Carson. Therefore, she will have to time her way or race her way into the Gravis City Grand Prix. After Violing's DNF, Cathcart was able to pass her in the point standings, while Knotts also makes ground. Bennett and Marco also make up some ground as well. Marissa Bennett, as Marco didn't finish. The most amount of points you can get in the Gravis City Grand Prix are 135 points, which means drivers around A. Smithley on up still have a shot to win the title, except for Madrigal. Obviously, she's not really racing for the title, only for the Independence Trophy effort. You can see in 20th is Devin Butler. Butler received that points penalty. Otherwise, he'd be probably up inside the top 5. However, he's also on probation. Evans and the Thorns title hopes are pretty much up unless everyone fails to finish, and for them fails to finish Gravis City, and they do, and get all the points to go with it. And then Courting, the last full-time car who is guaranteed entry. Yeah, he's in 28th. With that being said, next time we see we'll be in the streets of Nalcor and in its capital, Gravis City, for probably the most mysterious yet most exciting races on the calendar. We'll see you then.